And we should be up and running. We should be live right now over on the YouTuber. Getting it now, live now. See the chat loading up. What is going on, everybody? Sal Vetri here. And if you're watching this on the replay, there's a really good chance the first round of the NFL draft's already over. Going to stay here for the next hour to 2 hours and just talk through the draft. It's starting up right now in about 5 minutes. Well, it's scheduled to start in 5 minutes. I'm sure it'll start in 5 to 10 minutes. And we'll go from there. We'll talk through the draft picks. Seems like it's a mortal lock that Joe Burrow, Chase Young should be going for the first two, and the NFL draft really should be starting probably at pick 3. We're going to be doing a giveaway today, $20 Amazon gift cards for every pick while I'm on stream that I get wrong. You can see on the screen right now is the updated draft order. Nobody has picked yet, but you can see to the left of it, welcome in as I see some people coming in. Bronx Sam's in the house. Cutty. Welcome, everybody. You can see on the screen right now that you are seeing all the way to the left is going to be what my draft order projected is. Now, I kind of went the safe route since I'm not trying to project a ton of trades and things like that. When every pick I get wrong, I have to donate $20 to somebody in the chat via Amazon gift card. But we are going to be doing that. Hope you're doing well. Yes, hope you're doing well as well. I need a Visa. Yeah. So we're going to have a $20 Amazon gift card, and I'll probably mention this a couple times throughout the show. $20 Amazon gift card for every pick that I get wrong while on stream. I plan to stream for probably until an hour to 2 hours, so somewhere around an hour and a half or so. So depending on how long these picks take, you guys have to hope that they get the picks in quick, and I'll be hoping that they take as long as they possibly need, which is normally the case, but we're probably going to get at least 10 picks in, maybe up to 15 picks around the first half of the first round. But yes, you can see on the board right now is my first 10 picks next to where the teams are, and then once we get past that, if the time does allow, I will slide down on my next 4 picks. I charted 15 picks on my end. So what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Or an Amazon. Yeah. So it's $20 Amazon gift card. They're easy e-gift cards to give away. But you have to actually enter into this. So I'm going to, one, you have to retweet the tweet that I posted about this stream so more people can see it. But number 2, this link that I put in right now is a link to a Google form, which pretty much just says your name, so I can put it into the spinning wheel, because I'm literally going to spin a wheel because YouTube doesn't really automate for giveaways. But that link right there, you just go to that form. All you're going to do is be putting in your contact information in case you win, so literally just your email, and then your name, so I can put that on the wheel so I know who I'm giving it away to. I'll spin a wheel, hopefully on stream if it all works out, if everybody puts their Google form in. But that's the only way you're going to be getting into the contest, so you have to go to that form if you are indeed interested. But yeah. All I care about is the 4th pick. So I'm assuming if you're caring about the 4th pick, you were a Giants fan. Rumors all around the entire week, whether it's going to be a offensive lineman for the most part is what that's settling down as in. They kind of wiped off quarterback, as I would imagine. But yeah. Giants are going offensive tackle. That's what everybody is saying. Yes, I would agree. So how do you decide who wins? I'm giving a good amount away. So if I get 5, let's say I get 7 picks wrong, which is probably possible out of the first 10. Who knows how this draft is going to go? If I get 7 picks wrong in those first 10, 7 people will be getting a card. How am I going to decide who's going to win? You click that Google form sheet, you put your contact information in, you retweet the tweet that is pinned. Well, it's not pinned right now, but I'll actually post it in here. You retweet my recent tweet about this, and I'm going to cross-reference the 2 of them. So there's a tweet if you want to just retweet that, and then also you just go to the Google form. So all that allows me to do is, 1, shows more people on it on Twitter at least, and we'll probably not get as much engagement once this thing starts, at least from the Twitter side, because people either be on streams or watching it themselves and then getting into the form. But I'm excited. Who are your teams? I want to know people in the chat. This is going to be a very interactive chat based on where the picks are going, like whoever gets picked second. I think we can all agree it's probably going to be Chase Young. At least that's what the indications are. The news came out that the Redskins are not trading the second pick. The news already came out that the Bengals are going to pick Joe Burrow, literally like it's locked in right now, mortal lock. Miami tried to trade for him. They said no. So I'll put the players up on the board behind me on Player Profiler. I'm in, Sal. Nice, E-Rush. Nice. Who do you have the Packers taking? Yeah, so Sergio asks, I'm a Packers fan. I believe the Packers are going to take a wide receiver. I've warmed up to the notion of taking a wide receiver, even though it might be like the 5th or 6th. They're trying to trade, and the goal would be for the Packers to get ahead of the Eagles because the Eagles also need a wide receiver. Now, to do that, they might have to trade with the Raiders. They might have to trade somewhere into those mid-teens picks. So I don't know if it's actually going to happen since there's so much value up there, but I think I'd be fine if the Packers got I would actually like to see them take Denzel Mims. I don't know if they reach for him in the first round, but I would like to see them take Denzel Mims. I would like to see them take a wide receiver. There's a lot of talent. Mims is somebody that I personally like a lot. Chenault is somebody who I think that they can end up with as well, depending on what the Vikings do ahead of them as of right now, and the Eagles. And I can see the commercials are right now on my screen. I got my little portable phone up here. I got that going off of the some other Wi-Fi or my just service so that it can keep all this going well. G-Men, Lions, E-Rush. I know that you're a Detroit fan. So you think they're trading the pick? I think Matt Patricia's a complete donkey, and apparently he has a lot of leverage in this pick. And if that's actually the case, I don't think he's smart enough to realize, we can trade back to 7, or whoever wants to trade up. If it's the Jags at 9, the Panthers at 7, and we can still get a very similar player and probably Okudah, because nobody else in that class ahead of them needs a cornerback outside of the Panthers, who they would probably be trading for, who would be then trading for a quarterback if that was the case. But yeah, I guess the downside if they trade back to 9 for the Lions is if they have on their big board Okudah as their guy and they trade back to 9, there's a really good chance the Panthers take Okudah at 7, or somebody else does. So yeah, I think the Lions should trade their pick back, but only if it's the right match. Like if the Lions are getting only offers from the Jaguars, like we got news before the show that they were getting some offers, but then you find out that the risk is now that your number 1 player on your board that you automatically can have, it seems, at number 3 is not going to be there at number 9, or at least there's risk that he won't, then yeah, you definitely can't do that. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. I personally think they should take Tua, but I know nobody's going to be probably thinking that. The Lions at 3 should take Tua. Nobody said that. I think they should, but they're not going to based on the commitments that it seems like they've made to Stafford for at least this season. Texans, we don't get a first round. Yeah, no. Odds are the Lions trade down and get Okudah. Yeah, but I agree, but it depends where they trade down to. Like, if they trade down to 9 to the Jaguars, they probably don't. If they trade down to the Chargers at 6, yeah, they'll get Okudah. But do the Chargers want to trade up? Who knows? Miami's been rumored to want to trade up to 3. But if they trade up to 3, who are they taking? It would probably be Tua at that point, but wouldn't he just fall to them at 5 anyways? So it's interesting to see what happens. Miami, the Jags, there's been reports, the Chargers to an extent, but not really ferocious reports of trading up to the third pick in the draft right now. Also, throughout this, if people can let me know how many people are actually watching the stream, I have it set up a different way right now since I only have 2 screens right now, so I don't actually see the viewer count. Only here for the giveaway. Just kidding. Enjoy your comments as well. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sure the enticing piece is to get people in here for the giveaway. Of course, that's a goal of mine and something that I want to be doing. Just get some more engagement, do more giveaways, especially for the hitting the 20,000 subscribers. Really cool. So thank you, everybody. Matthew says thanks for the content. No problem. But yeah, I would like to have this stream. This is going to be a fun stream. Maybe we could do one for the second day and the third day as well. I'll probably do a recap video tomorrow on this, but I'm excited for the draft. Like, is anybody else, obviously you all are, if you're watching the stream, very pumped for what is now should be scheduled 8 o'clock, ready to go. I think they just showed Las Vegas. I don't know if that was during the broadcast. There was a prop where they show Vegas during the broadcast over under a half. And obviously I put yes over that. I think they're going to show it at least once, the scene of where it was going to be. It doesn't have to be a live feed. It just has to be a picture. It seems like a pretty decent lock. 35 people right now. Cool. Yeah, so it seems like every single person in this industry is going to be streaming this to the most part, but I'm excited. I'm excited just for it to get to that third pick, right? We know it's going to happen at 1. Hopefully the Bengals don't take all day to take Burrow. Same thing for Chase Young in Washington. They've been pretty much preaching that they're taking him without actually saying it because that's against the rules. But yes. Sal commentary over Wojciech says Sal commentary over ESPN. Yeah, usually when I watch the draft, it's like either it's in like a bar or it's been like families' houses or parties. So there's usually no sound on or people are just talking. So I never hear the commentary on it. I know like Mel Kiper, Todd McSherry, the guys that are usually doing that, but I never have actually, probably in the past like 5 to 6 years, actually have listened to them announce a draft. Usually doesn't happen. Tua goes 3rd to the Chargers. So what's going on, Jay? So Jay says Tua goes 3rd to the Chargers, watching stream live on YouTube. Appreciate that, Jay. Yeah, what's going on, man? So you think the Chargers are going to trade up to 3? Yeah, I can see it happening. I think there's a chance that the Chargers stay in their place and still get Tua. No matter what, I think the Chargers, if they indeed want to, will be getting. There's been now taking an offensive lineman at that pick, which again, their offensive line is not awesome, but what they did in the offseason, adding Balaga, adding some pieces, it helped that offensive line a good amount. Like, you don't need to take one there. It would really, really make it dynamic and fantastic, but you don't need to take one there. But then the thought is also, can the Chargers get a quarterback? If they don't take one at 6, can they get one at their next pick and or trade up? And it would have to be like a Jalen Hurts type of deal, in my opinion, because you have Miami with 3 picks in the first round. They're taking a quarterback at some point, I would imagine. If it's not at 5, it's probably at 18. Is this live, Dan S? Yes, it is, my man. The video on your business was real cool. I didn't know how YouTube was monetized. Yeah, thank you, Devin. Yeah, thank you. I plan to do one every month. I have to find the fine balance between documenting it and making it balance and making it helpful for people without just giving away all my competitive edge, if that makes sense. But the biggest piece of my competitive edge is literally working like 100 hours a week. So I don't know how many people can realistically do that. But thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, YouTube is monetized. It depends on my video. Some videos I'll get $8 per 1,000 views. Some videos I'll get 12. Usually it bounces out around 10. But that's all the money that I make off of YouTube, specifically from the company. Like when I file my taxes, that's from YouTube. But then, yeah, obviously everything else filters down through that, whether it's through my own digital products, whether it's through advertising deals, partnerships, offsite because of the brand that I'm building. Appreciate that. Crop says Sal over ESPN. Thank you. What's going on, Paul? How's everybody doing? Todd got COVID. Yeah, I saw Todd McShay got COVID. That's really, it's a shame. They just showed Vegas. Yeah, there you go. Literally, the prop was over under 0.5 times. I didn't really take any major props. I think that was one of the ones that I took. Didn't really take a ton of them. I didn't take any of the props on where a guy's going to go. I thought about doing it for like wide receivers in terms of I took the under 0. So I took the under on, I put 0 running backs in the first round. That was at like plus 220. I do believe in that. I do think that's the right move. We'll just see if these donkey GMs actually try and reach for Jonathan Taylor or whoever they think, Dobbins or Swift, whoever they think is their running back one. So I took that. I took the over 5 wide receivers in the first round. I have 7 going in the first round. I'm not no expert college football analyst or anything. I'm just somebody who tries to find the pieces that people need. And there's some pretty obvious wide receiver needs. Well, you have the 4 obvious wide receivers that'll go in the first round, in my opinion, with Ruggs, Judy, Lamb, and Jefferson. And then I think there's teams that need wide receivers in Minnesota, in the Eagles, in the Packers, in those 20s picks, right? And if they each end up taking one and somebody off the board ends up taking one, maybe the Jags reach at number 9 and take Lamb, something like that, then I do think that you see over 5 for sure, in my opinion. Roger Goodell looks good. This is the first time I'm seeing him. I'm seeing it on my phone right here. That looks good. It seems like that's his actual basement. I saw the tour on Twitter earlier. It's not like a green screen. You would think it maybe looks like a green screen, but they set it up really well. So I don't know what the commentary is saying. You guys can fill me in if he says anything important. I have everything muted. I probably could plug this into my ear, and that would actually help out. But I don't need the sound. Miami takes Herbert. I'm going to the stadium and rioting. Yeah, so Herbert, not the exact same as Josh Allen, right? In terms of definitely not right now, right? Whenever I comp a player, it's when that player was coming out of college. But Josh Allen coming out of college was getting just everybody in draft Twitter in terms of like analysts and film watchers hated Josh Allen. Like maybe not. It's hard to hate kids who are 21 years old for not being on top of your board and they're on somebody else's board. That's the part about the whole draft and analyzing that's so difficult. I went on a show the other day, a podcast, and like trying to rank running backs and like picking them apart, trying to do it without like downplaying or talking bad about another guy because he's a 20-year-old kid. I mean, I'm 23 and they're younger than me, and they're all fantastic players. So yeah, that's the worst part about it. But yeah, Justin Herbert has been getting talked down a bunch right now, and it's very similar to what happened with Josh Allen. He came out and he so far has, at least in my opinion, been outperforming what the critics have said. Will you say who won the stream, then email them the code, or just email and don't say it on the stream? So Cuddy, yeah, the goal would be that, so if people are getting in late right now, I'm doing $20 for every pick that I get wrong while on stream. So if I start to get cleaned out early, we're exiting out the stream. No, I'm just kidding. But you have to enter in the Google form, which was posted above if you need to get that. I think I could pin it. Can I pin one of these? That would be great. I cannot, but I'll post in the Google form again. You have to just retweet the tweet that is on my Twitter right now. I also posted that about this post right here, and then also just enter in the Google form. And at the end of the stream, which is maybe in like an hour after the stream starts or the draft starts, I will spin a wheel. There's literally a website where I can just upload everybody's names. What the Google form does is put everybody's names into an Excel sheet. I copy them over. I put them into the wheel website. I literally spin the wheel. So if I get 7 picks wrong, I'll spin it 7 times. Those 7 people, I'll screenshot the results of the wheel, and I'm not going to do it on screen, give you the Amazon gift card. But within the next 24 hours, I'll send you an Amazon gift card to your email. So make sure that is a proper email. What's the $15 for code Vetri? Like what app? Oh, Cuddy, yeah. So for people that are asking, I didn't end up taking that off the screen. And by the way, let me know if everything looks good on the screen. It took a while to set up all these little windows. All the way to the left is my first 10 picks, my mock of it. I'm not no expert, but that's what I'm putting right now, the safe way, I guess you can say. And then to the right is where the players will start to filter in. ESPN should be updating that as they go. But yes, I think that right now the code on the screen is for Monkey Knife Fight. If you deposit the minimum over there using my link below or just my last name, Vetri, Vetri. If it's your first time deposit, they'll give you a $15 bonus. And I'll also, if you care at all, give you my League of Legends course if you're into that type of thing. I think it's Monkey Knife Fight. Yes, sir. How much do you think DraftKings makes per video on the 6 live streams per day? It depends. Not a ton. So it's hard to say that. So if you're talking about just pure YouTube ad revenue, it depends on how many views they're getting. If they're getting 5,000 views, they probably make $50 a video. They probably then make $300 a day on their 6 live streams a day. But that's just the ad revenue, of course. That's not the people who then come over from the stream if they think they can get a 0.1% conversion rate and they can end up getting 55 to 50 people or something like that, maybe 20 people to come over to DraftKings and play. Well, then you have to add all that into it. So it's a hard thing to kind of touch into. And if they're linking to anything else, it's not a cut and dry answer, I would say. How many Penn Staters going in the first round? If anything, one. They're outside pass rush, who is a very long name, but I don't think KJ Hamler goes in the first round. I'm just hoping that he goes in the second day. It doesn't fall into the fourth or anything, which he probably shouldn't. I think KJ Hamler's in the top 12 in wide receivers in this draft for sure. Was the first pick already decided? So apparently Joe Burrow is being taken first. That was already reported on Twitter like a half hour ago, but who knows? I am going to actually pull up Twitter because usually Twitter gets this out first, and I can see people are retweeting, so I appreciate that. Bunch of y'all are retweeting. Alrighty. Thank you. Yeah, you can follow me too if you want. Somebody else. Only Amazon cards to watchers only, I'm hoping. Yeah. So, I mean, it's anybody who is going to enter that. So if you're here and you enter the Google form, which doesn't seem like a lot of people, maybe like 100 by the end of this, probably got like a close to a 10% chance of getting one. Yeah, at the end of the show, I'll try and spin the wheel if I can get it all up and working. If not, we'll do it after, but should be good. They're really putting on a Nikola Jokic. Twitter right now is live streaming an old Nikola Jokic first half triple-double game from 2018. Do they not know the draft's on? What are they doing? All right. Dang, the entire NFL is on the same live connection. What can possibly go wrong? That's wild right now. That's pretty cool how this is all looking. All right, let's see what happens here. So did anybody else see that they're going to be doing they're going to accumulate all the information on social medias about the picks that happen for the teams, hashtags, and just any sentiment. And if it's a negative sentiment, they're going to simulate, or at least they said they were going to try to. NFL was partnering with a tech company to simulate the reactions of fans and have them actually boo or cheer the pick. I don't know how quickly they're going to be able to. Virtual boo for Roger Goodell. I don't know if that actually happened or not. Maybe it did. Artificial boo is about to come. There you go. Hey, what is your code for DraftKings, Sal? I used to do affiliates for DraftKings. I don't do it anymore. I don't know if my name's still on there. I honestly don't know. I have some sort of link somewhere, but I don't have it pulled up anywhere. I don't ever promote it because 99.9% of my following already uses DraftKings. So like, if I'm promoting it, it's just a waste of ad space for me, like in a waste of my time really, because I'll get like one person a year to convert over, and if they play like $100, I'll get like $4. So it's just not worth the time at all. Your video on YouTube and content was dope. Props. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate that. This is way better than TV, honestly. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll be sure to. So the stuff behind me, of course, with Burrow right now, I'm just suspecting that he's going number 1 overall. I'll be sure to start changing that up once other players go, and we can talk about them a little bit more. Will you break down Russell table tennis? Looking to get into it. Probably not. I don't know if that was serious or not. Probably not. Answer the Google form. Is it streaming by every so often? It'll be so. I'll be spinning that wheel. I'll be spinning that wheel at the end of it. I'll accumulate everything and do all the spins. If we were on Twitch right now, which I would have done, but it's not as good reach, of course, because YouTube is just a much larger search engine to begin with. But on Twitch, there's a lot of softwares, and I've spent like an hour today looking for one. On Twitch, there's a lot of softwares that can automatically put the spin a wheel on the screen, like, and we can just do it. You can enter one into the chat and go. But every single one that I tried probably a good like 7 or 8 that popped up that I can find. None of them had YouTube access, and I'm almost positive it's because YouTube doesn't like doing giveaways. Like they just don't like people doing giveaways on their platform for some reason. National anthem is cringy. Yo, Sal, what's going on, Matthew? Artificial booze about to come. There you go. Okay, I'm back. WNBA went off pretty good. WNBA, huh? What's up, Ben? They were all over Twitter, the booze. That's funny. Levy, how about Travis Scott concert? What's going on? Life changing. So you guys went on a Travis Scott concert. Sal, did you catch Travis Scott? Catch the Travis Scott. Did he do it on the screen? No, I got my phone down here. I haven't really been looking at it. I've been looking at everything else on Twitter and things like that. No, I haven't, sadly. I'll say it again. If you're getting in new right now, I'm giving a $20 Amazon gift card away for every pick I get wrong. So if I get 7 picks wrong while on stream. My picks are to the left right now. Those are my first 10. I will give away 7 $20 Amazon gift cards at the end of the stream. We'll spin a wheel. To get in, there's a Google form that I'll continue to post. I'll post it once again. And that Google form, you fill that out, and then you retweet my tweet on Twitter about this stream, and you're good to go. So there's the form. What is your secret for growing eyebrows? Genetics. Phenomenal hair day. Thanks. Monkey Knife Fight is a pretty cool concept if you're not good at salary cap games. Yeah, Monkey Knife Fight. So I talked to them probably about a year ago for the first time, but really seriously started talking to them a few months ago. And yeah, they are, I've seen their deck. They're partnered with the Chargers. They have a lot of important and influential backers. They're a serious company. They're number 3 in DFS. So, fantasy draft, super draft, they're ahead of all of them. They're number 3 right now, only behind DraftKings and FanDuel. And DraftKings today actually announced, they announced a while ago, but tomorrow DraftKings is going to be going live on the NASDAQ, I believe, their stock. So they're officially public. That's pretty cool. It's a dumb Travis Scott concert on Fortnite. Really? Very interesting. Shout out Trey Wingo. Any reason to save up crowns on DK or just spend them for entries? I mean, you can. That's a good question, Mark. You can really do it however you please. I know a lot of people who just save them up because they have a bankroll and they don't really need to use them. But I mean, if you have enough to enter a $10 contest and you don't want to deposit $10, whatever your situation is, yeah, why not? You're not getting interest on your crowns, so they're not doing anything for you unless you're just trying to get them as big as you can, and then maybe one day you'll be like, I'll put this into a $1,000 buy-in type contest, right? Something like that, or I'll use them to enter 50 lineups into a Millie Maker. But I don't have a strong stance. If there's some sort of deal and I can enter my crowns into it, I will. They don't accumulate interest, so you're not getting any benefit from them sitting in there. It's just personal preference if you want to build them up like a savings account and then purchase a bigger entry fee or not. Whew. Cool. Alrighty, let's get this thing underway. Zach Taylor, there he goes. Zach Taylor with the, I'm sure he's got more in front of him. I think I'm going to put this into my headset so I could actually hear what's happening. Does everybody still see everything all good? Huh. What's up, Ben? Sal, do you have a favorite? Look at this. I got the booze on screen. Sal, do you have a favorite football team? I am a Packers fan. I will be completely honest in that my fandom has, since becoming a full-time analyst in the sports space, fantasy sports, last 2 years, my fandom is reduced during at least the regular season. There's a lull between weeks 6 and 12 for me. I don't care as much, but yeah, I'm a Packers fan. That was funny. Live stream all gravy. All good, that means, I assume? Bengals on the clock. Yeah, I got it in now. I put the headphone in right there. But first NFL draft is ready to go. This is fun. So I assume everybody thinks the minus $10,000 bet that you can take on Joe Burrow is locked and ready to go. Would you think DK stock would be undervalued in current times, which would make it a good buy? Yeah, so I'm not a financial analyst, but I would never recommend buying individual stocks. Never. So I would never have an interest in buying DraftKings stock. If you want DraftKings stock, make sure that you talk to your financial advisor and get it in a way that it's in a portfolio of stocks so that you're diversified properly, whether it's ETF funds. Just find mutual funds that are low cost and go from there that are diversified. Individual stocks mean nothing to me. So when a company goes public, I just think about it and say, wow, very good for their owners, very good for the 3 co-founders of it, very good for the people they're partnering with. They just made a ton of money. But when I think about it from a marketing or a market standpoint, I have no interest in buying their individual stock. I can care less. Hell yeah, Packers. Me and Aaron Rodgers are from the same town. Really? So we got a couple Packers fans in here? Look at this. John G, Paul, bunch of Packer fans in here. So Packer fans, who do you want them to take? I personally would like them to take, if somehow Rieger falls to 20 or 30, I'd like them to take Rieger. But I'd be fine with Denzel Mims right now. I've been watching, this past week, I've been doing a lot of in-depth running back, wide receiver, and tight end scouting, if you will, and analysis. And Denzel Mims is something else. I would really like Denzel Mims. 53 live peeps and counting. Nice. Yeah, hopefully we can get some stable viewership in here. That'd be pretty cool for this. I know a lot of people are obviously watching a lot of what's happening right now on the screen, and they're watching with their family. So streaming this is more so just a hangout session. I'm happy that a lot of people are enjoying it. Will Jerry Jones screw things up tonight? I don't think so. Pats fan here. What's going on, man? Yeah, Pats fan. You got who? Marquise Lee today? That's not bad, but how you feeling? Where do you think this draft is going to go for the Pats fans out there? You think you're going to see a trade up? That'd be pretty crazy if they got to number 3 somehow. We were trading for my homeboy. Interesting. Packers, boo. So, Sal, what are your picks? To see them all be wrong so we can take your money. You can see them on the screen. Can you see the ones on the screen all the way to the left side? Those are my first 10 mocked picks. I mocked 15 picks for this stream because I don't think it's going to last that much longer. Like I'm gonna stay on probably until 9:30. So I think we can probably get 10 to 15 picks in. So I have 14 picks mocked. I have 10 on the screen right now, and I'll try to edit them and pull them up as we go. Colts fan here. Yeah, no problem. I hope the Skins don't get cute and take Chase Young. They're going to take Chase Young. They've been saying it for like 3 months. They should also take a quarterback, but they're not going to since their management invested in Dwayne Haskins, and you just can't give up on him that quick. It looks bad for your job, which is sad. Cowboys have been killing the draft lately. That's fair. Come on, Panthers. Let's get a good pick. Panthers for life. PJ Walker. Shout out PJ Walker. Shout out the NFL. Need another wide receiver to help out Devontae, of course. Daniel Jeremiah is on screen. This is good to see. 10 minutes to make a pick. Yeah, 10 minutes to make a pick, which is annoying. But most teams probably don't take the full 10 minutes. There was a prop over under 5 minutes for Cincy to take their first pick. Obviously, they know what they're doing, so hopefully they're just having a nice conversation with Burrow right now and let it happen. Panda fan in either Simmons or Akuda. Yeah, it depends on where you if you trade up or not. I don't think you're going to get Akuda unless the Lions trade. They got booze in. Nice. I'm gonna look up how many people are in, so everybody watching this can get an idea how many people are in the Google form. What is everybody thinking happens at pick 3? Sal, do you think Panthers will use PJ Walker or Teddy? Teddy. They paid Teddy so much money. They paid Teddy an unreasonable amount of money to be their quarterback. Now, they signed him a 3-year deal. Obviously, you don't have to commit to him for the full 30 years. I assume they commit to him, or at least pay him for 2 of those years, even if this year goes terrible and they end up having to use dead cap on him. But they're going to play Teddy unless he gets hurt or he's just so bad, which I don't think Teddy Bridgewater can get to a point where he's so bad until at least like mid-season. And it would have to really be falling off the wagon for them at that point. But yeah, I mean, the Panthers lost a ton on defense. Sure, their offense has weapons, but there's big issues with their defense. There was all of last year, and they lose even more weapons. I don't think this Panthers team is that good. We'll see what they do in the draft, and I think that starts with the quarterback position. You just paid your running back a ton of money. Sure, I'm happy that the player gets paid and he deserves it, but not a good organizational move. You give a ton of money to Teddy Bridgewater. Like, you're putting a ton of stock into a undersized running back in Christian McCaffrey and a unproven, check down, accurate, sure, quarterback, but not a threat in Teddy Bridgewater, who has lost his mobility. I'd be really concerned if I was a Panthers fan personally. Is audio off for anybody else? Never mind, I fix it. Cool. I think they take Tua. I'm predicting someone trades up to 3. I'd like to see what happens there, yeah. I don't want it to be boring. Like, I know I picked Akuda there to be safe, but let me lose my money. Screw it. Everybody wants to trade down. The problem is no one wants to trade up. I think people want to trade up. I think people are trying to trade up. I just don't think they can get the right deals. Like, in those between picks 9 and literally 30, I think there's going to be a good amount of trades, if not before that. But a lot of teams want to trade. Green Bay's been looking to trade. Seattle, Atlanta, the Jaguars, the Chargers and Miami been looking to trade. Outside of the first round, I mean, there's teams like Houston, Buffalo trying to trade in. The Patriots are trying to trade in. Did Michael Irvin's audio just cut out, or is that just me? That might just be me. I think that's just me. Eagles want to trade up for Lamb. Herbert goes 3, so you think there's a trade then. Eagles want to trade up for Lamb. Yeah, I think a lot of teams probably want to trade up for Lamb. Why get Teddy? Hopefully lose this year. Yeah, who knows? The home videos of coaches and GMs just tells us, yes, they are very rich. Draft coverage kind of corny. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for them. I mean, I think they've got green screens on some of these guys, but it's hard for them not to be at least a little bit corny. Green Bay has a different outlook with Ted Thompson gone. Oh my God, yes, Paul. Yeah, Ted Thompson was awful. So far behind. Ted Thompson, Mike McCarthy, Dom Capers took a while for him to go to. Well, it's been discussed on Twitter a lot. Eagles want to trade up for Lime. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to. I'm very curious to see. Like, the Packers usually trade with the Seahawks. Seahawks aren't in a beneficial spot to trade with for the Packers if they want to leapfrog the Eagles to get a better wide receiver pick. So I don't really know who they would trade with. Obviously, John Gruden has connections to Green Bay, so that could be some sort of a trade. We'll have to see. What's going on, Luke? How you doing, man? Lions fan here. Hope Skins go YOLO and pass on Young. What's going on, Anthony? How you doing, man? Everybody filtering in right now. What's up, what's up, what's up? So we're seeing right now, Joe Burrow, the Bengals pick is in. Let's see. Will it be Joe Burrow? There has not been any sort of a trade, so I assume it will be. No need to get cute with the second pick. I mean, I would take personally, I would take another quarterback. I'm obviously not in management. I'm obviously not having my job on the line. Like, if Washington had a bad defensive line, I would say, yeah, don't take Chase Young. You don't need him. I know he's a generational talent. Washington has a very good defensive line, like a top 5 defensive line probably. And now you're going to put Chase Young on that and make it even better, which is good. But you're putting a lot of stock in Dwayne Haskins taking a leap, which he, for last 2 games of the year last year, he started to come on a little bit. But I don't know if I feel too secure in that. There we go. I got $15 on Ruggs as the first wide receiver at plus 350. That's my wild card. Yeah, best of luck to you. Best of luck to you there. I personally am not a big fan of Ruggs. I understand his talent. I don't think he's a mid-first round pick. He's going to go, so not the same level of Hollywood Brown, but he's going to be a similar player except a tier down in my opinion. But this is also me speculating, right? It's just from just looking at things. Like there's traits that you need out of wide receivers, and I don't think there's enough there for me to want to spend that high of a capital pick. Do I think he's a first-round worthy pick? Yes. Do I think he's like a top 12 pick where he's being at least mocked in a lot of spots, top 15? I'd probably say no. Like I would rather have, and people are probably going to think I'm just crazy for this, but I would probably rather have Justin Jefferson, Rieger, all those guys ahead of Ruggs. You can start to even bring in some other names after that. Will Burrow be better than Carson Palmer and Boomer Eason? No shot. He's Guy Smith, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard, right? You had the one bust out year out of Burrow. It's really hard to trying to see what happens out of him after that. Let me put this back to being live. Yeah, it's hard to kind of determine, but that's pretty cool. I like how you see these little chat boxes at home right now, just chilling with the fam, social distancing from everybody else. I don't really have a whole player outlook on Joe Burrow. Matt Ryan is like a name that I would probably go towards, but who knows? I don't fully have a comp to him. I saw comps, and you can see the one on the screen of Jameis Winston. I mean, I think Joe Burrow's not going to make a ton of mistakes. Will he be in the best possible situation like he was in college, the best offense potentially ever, with a really good offensive coordinator? He's going to have a pretty good offensive coordinator and pretty good head coach in Zach Taylor, at least we think he is, with a decent amount of weapons behind him. Like, you're not going into a terrible offense. You're going into a terrible organization who doesn't pay their players in the Bengals, but you're going to a spot where there's A.J. Green, there's Tyler Boyd, and there's Joe Mixon. Very solid running back who I think takes a leap forward as long as he doesn't hold out, and it would be dumb of him too, in my opinion. And 2 strong receivers, or at least serviceable and reputable receivers. We'll see what A.J. Green has left in the tank. So terrible organization long-term, like probably not going to pay their players. Hopefully they start to pay their players, but they just never pay their players. And yeah, I think coming out of college, it's not the worst spot that you can land. But yeah, pick 2. We're 3.5 minutes in. Let's see how long they take for Chase Young. Yeah, 1 for 1 is the picks, right? Absolutely. Young can honestly bust. I'm a lifelong Buckeye fan. He's not Nick Bosa, not even close. Yeah, I've heard things like that. Look, I wouldn't take Chase Young if I'm the Redskins. I would be taking him high because I think he has that type of talent, and I think that's one of the cornerstone positions that you need. But I also think they need a quarterback. It's just their situation. If you took Dwayne Haskins last year, and now you're going to take another quarterback, it doesn't look too good for your job security just in general and your organization in general. So if there was no such thing as media and no such thing as backlash for your previous drafting, which is just not going to be the case when it affects the organization, then yeah, I think you would go ahead and take probably Tua, or go ahead and take Herbert, and I would assume it would be Tua, but they're just not going to do that. Young is somewhat lazy too. He gets the money and he might chill. Like a Nick Perry, shout out Green Bay. He's Justin Blackman minus drug issues, Ed Dowen says. Who? Judy, you think is? I think Justin Blackman's... Was he a bigger build type of receiver? Let's look right now. We can look right now. I want to see what Justin Blackman's not comps were, but his size was. All right. Justin Blackman was 6'1", 207 pounds. I think Judy's smaller, right? I mean, Judy's the slot guy. Oh, he's played a ton of slot. So he's like 10 pounds lighter, so not a ton, but... Oh, actually 14 pounds. That's a decent amount lighter. Yeah, Judy's just going to be... I think he's a very solid pick, Judy, right? I think I would still rather have CeeDee Lamb, but it's very close for me. So the pick is in. I assume it's going to be Chase Young. And we will put right now Chase Young on our screen so you can see just the absolute mammoth he is. Is it boring when your favorite team takes an offensive lineman? Yeah, so are you a Giants fan? Are you a Browns fan or a Cardinals fan? Those are all the teams who should be taking offensive linemen in the top 10 and really need one. But yeah, I would say that it's boring. It's not the sexy pick, an offensive lineman, but it's also a very needed pick. If you don't have an offensive line, you're probably not going to do that well. It's going to hold back a ton of teams because it affects not only your passing game, but your run game. Your entire offense gets screwed when you have no time or holes opening up. Dan S., are you Dan Snyder? Not 12 years later when they retire. Yes, it is boring, but it is well spent. Exactly. Yeah, offensive line are not the sexy picks that you take, but they are. Look, they're not position players. Like literally, offensive linemen and maybe even defensive linemen if they're not edge rushers, like just nose tackles. Those are guys that don't really make you go hell yeah. Like our team just got transformed, but they're huge pieces to actually being able to do that. Blackman was a beast. Yeah, he was. He was for like that half a season in Jacksonville. Percy Harvin's coming back, right? The migraines went away. Maybe he's been able to use CBD and some other things that now don't get you in trouble in the NFL as nearly as much. Yeah, maybe some of these other guys can start to get helped out a little bit. I'm a Jets fan. Yeah, Jets fan. I've seen, Becton or whatever his name is, Beacon, mocked to the Jets a good amount. Obviously, I've been seeing some wide receivers mocked there because they could probably use a wide receiver there. But yeah. Can Blackman come back? I don't know. I'm not too sure on that. The pick is in. Joe Burrow is on the clock right now. I don't know why I can't get my little headset to work here. Let's see if that worked now. I might have died. That'd be a shame. Yeah, so I'm interested to see what happens here. So, like we said, pick 3 is when this thing is going to start. So let's get this pick in right now that we already have in there, and let's get going. We already know that this is going to be Chase Young, and now the draft actually starts at pick 3. This is when the draft starts. This is when we actually get to go. Alrighty, let's see this. Let's do that. What the heck was Draftkings doing at the LPL slate at 10 p.m. last night? I just had to go off your old sheets. Yeah, I was well asleep. I was asleep at like 9:30, I think. Yeah, they released it at like 10 p.m. and apparently they were not going to release one. But then I heard talking to some people that I know in the industry today that like literally people just complaining on Twitter last night made them release the slate. I didn't see one in the entire day, and I checked like 5 times, so I just assumed that I don't look ahead in the schedule. I just assumed that there wasn't games. But yeah, apparently it was much more than that. Thanks, Alex. Go Packers. Yeah, no problem. Who is Chase Young's comp? He has no comp on Player Profile. He has no comp on Player Profiler. Apparently, I've just heard that he's like really not compable. If that makes sense, I don't know if it does. But I could look on PFF. I'll look on PFF for his comp. I have their draft guide. Football Research 2020 draft. Pull this bad boy up. Oh boy. Let's pull that over here. Chase Young's comp, somebody says. Let's pull it up. Let's see if anybody has a comp for him, right? profile doesn't. Chase Young. Number 3 overall prospect. 2 and number 1 for PFF, by the way. Chase Young's comp is... Come on, give us Chasey. Where you at? Chase Young, offense, Ohio State. There you go. So Chase Young's comp on PFF is Aldon Smith. Aldon Smith, his comp. Not a lot of cons on Chase Young. Hands can get wide. Favorable pass rushing scheme that affords freedom to work at Ohio State. Not a lot of downsides to Chase Young. Now the draft starts. Pick 3. Now the draft starts, folks. The pick is in. It is Chase Young, and we are underway. So let me update this ESPN board right here, and this should start to populate players in. There you go. Beautiful. That's what we'd like to see. So there you go. Chase Young, Joe Burrow, pretty much what every mock draft in the world had coming into this. I need Odell to the Vikings. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Here we go. Here we go, E-Rush. Is it going to be the Lions? So who thinks the Lions are going to keep this pick? Let me know in the chat. Do you think they're going to keep the pick? And if so, do they go Okudah? That seems like what they want to do. They're on the clock right now. They've got under 5 minutes left, and there's not a trade. Now, I'm waiting any second now to see the trade is in, because that's what happens. The clock will continue to run until you see that there has been a trade. A lot of teams want this number 3 pick. A lot of teams. Miami, the Chargers, the Jaguars, the Patriots probably have put in some sort of a call for the number 3 pick. Somebody says they're keeping it. Dolphins are going to trade up. I think they trade it. Well, right now we're at under 4 minutes left in the clock. We're at 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the clock, and no trade currently in. I can see my group chat's blowing up. I don't want to look at it to see if something happens. Here we go. This is big. Man, oh man, we're at 3 minutes. The Lions don't even know who they're going to take. Wouldn't that be something? Okudah, a better prospect than Young. Yeah, totally different positions, but I mean, it depends on your situation. Like, Washington has a ton of pass rushers, and they drafted another pass rush, right? Makes no sense. Washington could have used Okudah. They could have used the quarterback. They did not need a defensive lineman, in my opinion. But I get it. He's that talented. Sure, go ahead and run out the elite defensive line so you just don't have to worry about your secondary as much. I get it. It takes a little bit less time. Sal, what team do you root for? I'm personally a Packers fan, a Green Bay Packers fan. So I'm not going to know their draft pick until it seems around midnight at this point. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock for the Lions. They have so far taken the longest time. I personally have this set right now as Jeffrey Okudah. And if Okudah is not taken, Sal, who's your sneaky players in this draft? Sneaky players. So I only profile like offensive players because of fantasy. So I don't profile offensive linemen. I don't profile any defensive players. So if I'm going to talk to you about sneaky players, it's going to mainly be running backs and wide receivers because the tight ends stink in this draft, and we all know the main quarterbacks. But yeah, wide receivers, I really like Denzel Mims. If you try to go back a little bit more, Bryan Edwards, I really like a lot. He's going to be a later round wide receiver, maybe goes in the second or third round. And then running backs, there's a lot of running backs who I think are going to go. First of all, I think Cam Akers is my favorite running back in this entire class. Yes, I know Jonathan Taylor is probably on a tier of his own in some regards. I know that there's some really good ones up there. I think Cam Akers is my favorite depending on where he goes to. The pick is not yet in, under 2 minutes still. Here we go. Where do you have Thaddeus Moss going? I don't have him. So anything like outside of the first round, I don't have slated offensive players to go anywhere. I just have them profiled. But I'll pull up my rookie wide receivers and running backs right now. But I like Keyshawn Vaughn. I like Eno Benjamin as later round running backs. Obviously, a lot of people like Antonio Gibson, but a very small sample in college. Probably be more of like a scat back. What do you think about Chase Claypool? Yeah, I don't mind him. I know a lot of people think he's a tight end, don't really like him as much. I don't have a strong take on Chase Claypool. If he goes in the first round, I don't think it's great. But if you're getting Chase Claypool in the second or third round, that's fine. I have other tight ends ahead of him, 1 or 2, depending. But I don't mind him. Miami trading down. You heard it here first. The pick is in. They're keeping the pick. So the draft starts at pick 3. It seems like the pick is in. There's been no trade. It is going to be Okudah, I would assume. And if that's the case, we're 3 for 3. People, I want to give away these Amazon gift cards, I promise. Maybe I'll give some away no matter what. But yeah, make sure, if you're watching this right now, because and I apologize for the people who've been staying in the whole time. Appreciate all of you. If you're watching this right now, I will send in once again It's a Google form. All it takes is a way for me to contact you. Hopefully, we're going to be able to spin a wheel at the end of this if everything works well. But if you're watching right now, I'm going to give away an Amazon gift card, $20 gift cards for every pick I get wrong. So if I get 5 picks wrong, as long as I stream for the next hour or so, if I get 5 picks wrong, 10 picks wrong, I'll give away 10 Amazon gift cards. We'll spin a wheel. To get into it, you have to fill out that Google form. And then if indeed you do have Twitter, just retweet my tweet about this post. It was my latest tweet. The pick is in. Matt Patricia, Bob Quinn. Bunch of donkeys in this organization. Bunch of donkeys for not trading this pick. Look, I think Okuda's really good. I think they need, obviously, a cornerback. Could they have gotten this exact cornerback and a little bit more if they worked out a proper deal with the Chargers or with Miami? Possibly. And mainly the Chargers, right? They jump Miami and have preference if they want a quarterback. But the pick is in. It is Jeffrey Okuda. 3 for 3. Mock drafts. You have to wonder, do you guys think that, and yeah, I'll pull up my notes on Thaddeus Moss and some of these other guys. Do you guys think that, like, the actual GMs are reading, because, like, the stuff, at least if you're in the fantasy community, all of the beat writers there and all the stuff they do, like that information, PFF, all that, do you think they're looking at, so I know that scouts and stuff look at player profile, they're screening them on right now. PFF's obviously partnered with the NFL. Do you think they're reading the same analysis on these players so that, like, the influence that they're reading from people like myself and other people in the community is actually influencing the GMs? Or do you think they just completely isolate themselves and only listening to their scouting department? It's interesting. Love J.K. Dobbins. I like Dobbins a lot too. I think that out of these running backs, I actually like Dobbins maybe even more than Swift and Taylor. Because of his pass catching abilities, but he's also well-rounded. Like, Swift is really the best pass catcher in this class probably at the running back position, but he never had a full workload in college. It's yet to be seen if he can actually do that. So I like Dobbins a lot. I really like Cam Akers. Cam Akers had the 4th worst offensive line in all of the Power 5 last year out of the Power 5 main conferences. 4th worst offensive line, and he was still pretty good. And there's obviously upside there. He can pass protect. He can catch the ball. If Cam Akers goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, whew, oh man, that team's already fantastic, but it's only going to get better because they have nobody who can pass protect for Brady. Ronald Jones cannot pass protect. Dare Ogunbowale cannot pass protect. Okuda is the real deal. Came in OSU as a 5-star, but the couple of years to develop really hasn't even scratched the surface. Interesting. New York Giants should go for, so that's what I have in them at too. Tristan Wirfs, that's what I have them at too right now. Iowa offensive linemen never seem to fail. Will Judy or Lamb fall to the Jets? I think the Jets take an offensive lineman. That's what I have them mocked at, but you should take Lamb, in my opinion, if you're the Jets, but they're going to probably take an offensive lineman. Good question. Jordan Love gets on a team where he can sit for a year and then he will be great. I don't have a strong stance on Jordan Love either. I think he goes overdrafted. Like, I think they actually draft Jordan Love in the first round, some team. We'll see what happens with Miami. Where do you have CD Lamb going? I'll pull that up right now for you. CeeDee Lamb can go to so many different places depending on what teams do. Like, he could either go 9 to the Jags. I don't have him there. I think I have CeeDee Lamb to the 49ers or the Broncos. Let me pull this up because I have him mocked. I have CeeDee Lamb going to... I have him going 13. So I have CeeDee Lamb right now. So I have Judy actually going 12 and then CeeDee Lamb to the 49ers. But it could easily be CeeDee Lamb to so many different teams up there, right? Like, there's been interest from the Jaguars in CeeDee Lamb. There's been interest from the Browns, which they should definitely take an offensive lineman. There's been interest from the Jets. There's been interest from the Raiders. So, I think he makes for a better fit on the Broncos. And if he does go to the Broncos, it absolutely ruins Courtland Sutton's overall fantasy outlook. But I have a mock for there. We'll see. I think all the scouting reports have outside influence, especially after missing Pat in Amar. So I think that there is outside influence, and I think that it just makes your job easier when there's outside influence. Like not easier in like a lazy sense, but like instead of going, like, you can't personally, every single scout in the country cannot go and watch every single player play. You have to read reports, and the best reports out there are Player Profiler. I'm not sponsored by these people, but Player Profiler, or on my screen, PFF, and some of the big analysts who sit down and watch film. So those are the same people that I'm watching, that these GM scouts are probably watching. They just put a little bit more time into it because it's their full-time job to literally just watch the players, and they have a lot more experience in it. But like, a piece of their brain is similar to a piece of my brain right now in terms of how these players fit on teams, which is just crazy to me, because if in those articles there is bias, which any type of draft board, there is bias, you're putting your own personal preference for whatever reason into it, it's going to create bias in all these GMs' minds. And it's just crazy that the NFL ecosystem, like people like me, and I'm not saying that I'm influencing any NFL GM, but people who have bigger followings than me, like Evan Silva and Adam Levitan and any of those guys, like they're probably influencing NFL GMs' decisions, even if those NFL GMs don't actually know it consciously, like just from reading reports and things like that. As a Jets fans, I wouldn't be shocked if they take a kicker or a punter. I would be shocked. Do you play college DFS or stick with the NFL? Yeah, I've never played college DFS, Devin. Personally, I'm not. NFL draft, the Giants have another 3 minutes left before their pick. We'll see what they go with. I want this draft to start to get crazy, and I think pick 3 was where it was really going to start, right? Really like Devin Brown. What's going on, Evan? How you doing, man? Yeah, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the like button. And also, a lot of people, I'm going to start pushing for the notification bell, because the notification bell, especially with these NFL videos I'm releasing as the summer comes, I think there's a chance that we can pop off and maybe get like a 50, 100,000 view video. And pushing the notification bell, if people get that notification that the video is released, the more people that cycle in right at the beginning, it shoots the algorithm up in the rankings to potentially pop off a video. Seems weird gambling on college kids. Oh yeah, I've gambled. I've gambled on games. I mean, I went to Penn State. I gambled on a lot of Penn State games, but I mean, I wasn't chucking around thousands of dollars or anything. It would be like a $10, $20 bet, sometimes a little bit more than that, $50, $100 bet, depending on the game. But yeah, I mean, Penn State walk-off against Ohio State whiteout when we rushed the field. They were like 21, like 17 or something crazy, like point underdogs. They ended up winning because at the skin of their teeth at the end. It was a fantastic game. But I mean, I just took I just took the points on that one for like $100 because I was like, you're coming into a whiteout environment. Obviously, it just happened to be the case, but yeah, I would say that it seems a little bit weird that you can bet on them and they can't see any sort of compensation, just even from their teams that they're playing for. Hate the line pick, Sal. You don't like it, E-Rush? I like Okuda. I think it's a safe pick. I think Okuda is one of the most stable prospects in this draft when you're going to look back on it. A Marshawn Lattimore type of a talent, right? You're just going to look back and you're going to say, like, okay, yeah, where was Okuda picked? Like, people are going to say, like, how they say right now, where was Marshawn Lattimore picked? Where were these guys picked? Where was Patrick Peterson picked in the draft? Like, early. These guys were picked early for a reason. Jordan Love gets a team where he can sit. Yeah, possibly. I miss MLB. Last year I raked with your info. MLB was fun last year, I agree. MLB, though, is the exact sport where you, and this is a lot in DFS, but like you literally won't cash for like a month. Like you literally won't cash for a month, and then you'll win a tournament because that's just a stack that goes off. Albert Pujols going 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts in a game. If he would have gotten a walk, I would have won $50,000 last year. I was literally sitting in bed every single time that he got up. Giants have less than a minute left. Did we think Dave Gettleman messed up his pick? Anybody think Dave Gettleman has messed up the pick? 45 seconds. It seems like the pick is in. The pick is in. They're going to go offensive lineman, or are they going to shock the world and go with Tua? Could you imagine? Glad to be here, Sal. Thanks for the shout out. No problem, Evan. No problem. Yeah. I appreciate everybody tuning into this. Jared Wilkes next, hopefully. Yeah. Crops Brothers Fishing wants the Amazon gift card crew to go. Hey, I do too, man. I won $50K in NFL last year in the NFL. Nice. I think I remember talking to you about it. No way they go to it. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go to it. Out of the top 7 picks, the Giants are the least likely to need a quarterback, in my opinion. Literally the least likely team that needs a quarterback out of those top 7 picks. And out of the top 10 picks, they're probably the second least. Like I would even put the Browns needing a quarterback before the Giants. Believe it or not. And that's not to say that Daniel Jones is better than Baker, but it's not that far off to begin with. But Baker's also been in the league now for an extra year than Daniel Jones. Derek Brown to the Giants. Really? Your picks are off, Sal. Does any other team in the NFC South stand a chance? Yeah, I think they're all in play this year, to be honest with you. Looks like you got your board off. What does that mean? I don't like... my board off? Yeah, no, that's fine. They don't need to be lined up. So pick number 4 is in. Let's see who they go with. Your picks are off, Sal. Yeah, they don't need to be lined up. They're going to go off just based on the just based on what's happening. I can try and fix it if it's bugging with peeps. Hold on. Yeah. Let me do this for you. I will. My draft order. That's not what I want. I want this one. This should help. And let me just filter this a little bit here. The crop, the bottom. And lastly, this should help. There you go. Those should all be good to go now. I will also take this. It's just people not paying attention. It's just not even. Yeah. It's moving with the actual board. So should be better now. There you go. Bang. Yep. OT for G-Men at 4. Andrew Thomas they went with. So we're off. There's one. There's one, everybody. If you're just tuning in, I don't know how many people are watching, but we're giving away a $20 Amazon gift card for each pick that I get wrong. And you can see I currently have one pick wrong. I went offensive tackle there, so right position. But they go Andrew Thomas, who I had scheduled for pick number 10 to the Browns. You can see there. So, yeah, now we're actually going to see a couple picks I should get wrong. So make sure that you're in the Google form so that you can actually be entered to win one of these Amazon gift cards. And then make sure you retweet the tweet on Twitter. At this point, there you go. There you go. So they go offensive lineman, as I would say expected, but a different offensive lineman there. You know, I don't hate it. Do you remember what Pujols went 0 for 4? Do you remember what game Pujols went 0 for 4? Nah, I don't. I really don't, man. You're right, E-Rush. That does shock us. Up to 46. Is it bad that I'm glad you got it wrong? No. We should all want it. We should all want me to get these wrong, right? We're only here for the Amazon gift cards, right? Gotta spread the wealth around. So 5 minutes left on the clock or so for Miami. Let's see if they end up going with Tua, who I have them slated for right now. Yeah, you can see the offensive guard right there, or the offensive tackle. 2 wrong, LOL. Who's Miami taking, Sal? I have them at Tua, but it can be anybody. It could be Herbert. They've been saying that they like Herbert. They've also been saying that they like offensive linemen. So it could be anybody at this point. Tua is the safe answer there based on most reports, but as of the recent reports, it could be Herbert. It could be an offensive lineman as well. Sal, winning all this money on DFS, he's got to share the love. Got to take Tua. Tua for sure, right? I'll check for you. Eric says 2 wrong. Yes. Well, what will be 2 wrong based on where that name was picked eventually, but we're going to go based on stream. So I'm going to hopefully stay on the stream for the first 10 picks. Thoughts on Thomas? Kind of depressed. So you're a Giants fan? I think they needed an offensive lineman. I think that there was 3 that you could have chose from and been happy. Becton, Thomas, and Wilson. I don't think any of them are terrible picks. Or Wirfs. I don't think any of them are terrible picks. They needed an offensive lineman. It's not a sexy pick, but you needed it. Most offensive linemen in the top 10 usually will do well. There's so many in this one. We'll actually see what ends up happening. The pick has not yet been in. Miami's now at 4 minutes. Who do we think they take here? Tua, right? Tua had props for 5.5 where he gets picked. This is now pick 5. So if you have the under, you have to hope that this is going to be Tua. I think it makes sense. I think Tua is the number 2 overall prospect in this entire draft behind Joe Burrow. And I think that teams that have already passed on him that need a quarterback, Washington, the Lions. I know the Lions don't need a quarterback, but not terrible to have one. Tua is just too fragile. Yeah, I don't buy it. I know he got hurt in college, but come on, like, what does too fragile mean? Like, Keenan Allen was too fragile for back-to-back years until he hasn't been hurt in 3 years, and he's been one of the best wide receivers in the league, right? Like, I don't know. Too fragile, I don't know if I buy. Like, Darren McFadden was too fragile until he stayed healthy and had a couple 1,000-yard rushing seasons, and then just his actual play and wearing down of his body and losing his peak was the thing that hurt him. Like, Tua was the best player in college football. He just ended up getting hurt, in my opinion. Tua's family isn't socially distancing. Let's see what happens. I like that picture of them. Look at that. That's a pretty cool family. Look at that. That makes Wirfs a possibility for the Panthers. Yeah, I think so, but I think the Panthers are going to have to go defense. They lost so much on their defense. It would only make sense in my opinion. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. What did I miss? First 4 picks, that's it. I got the 4th pick wrong. I thought the Giants would go tackle. I went Tristan Wirfs. They went with Andrew Thomas. Saban even said he doesn't ever slide. Yeah. So, I mean, I think we would all... The knocks on Tua is that he embraces contact, and that's not good for a quarterback, and that's why he's been injured. I think he's going to be told by his coaching staff wherever he goes, hey, don't take hits. You're here not to take hits. I think it's maybe not as simple as that, but it's consistency in saying don't take hits. The pick is in for Miami, everybody. The pick is in. I know Geoff, I know Jeff from Pat Mayo experience, Feinberg. He's very much sweating this right now. You either get Tua or Herbert or an offensive lineman, but if Tua falls, you have to be really happy if you're a Chargers fan. Let's see what happens here. The pick is in. The pick is in. So how are they doing on the broadcast? I can't hear it, but how are they doing? Tua will be a bust. He's playing with 5-star talent at Alabama. It'll be different in the NFL. Yeah, but he's also facing 5-star defenses. Like the SEC has half of the first round in defensive picks, and like half of the first 2 rounds in defensive picks. So he has 5-star talent at Alabama. Good wide receivers for sure. Solid running backs for sure. Great offensive linemen, especially the past couple of years. But he's also faced top defenses, and he's excelled. I believe if it wasn't for the virus, Tua would have went number 1 still. Yeah, I think there would have been a greater push for it. Joe Burrow secured that bag at number 1 because people couldn't see how Tua was. Like if Tua could have been sprinting, cutting, full speed, everything, looking fantastic, looking like there was no problems, I think a lot more teams would have considered him. And I think he definitely goes here at number 5, and there's no question about it, and likely even goes higher. SEC can field a NFL team. I think the SEC could field an NFL team, and I think they'd lose to every single NFL team every single time. Like, the SEC is good, but you have to think about it. Like, rookies come into the league, and they bust, and some are good. Every single NFL player was able to get past that peak of playing. Every single starter, at least, was able to get past that peak. NBA boredom. Miami is drafting Alabama's Tua with the number 5 pick in the NFL draft, sources say. Shams just tweeted. Interesting. Alabama would get crushed 75-0 against any NFL team. The worst NFL team has more talent than Alabama. I agree. Yeah, look, Alabama can be fantastic. Every single player in the NFL went through that process of going through the draft and getting better, and just putting on pounds and gaining experience, right? Becoming quicker, faster, adapting to the league. Just players in college can't do that. Even the ones who are at their peak, they can, but to field the team around it, not possible. Tua time. All right, let's see what happens. The pick is in. Sham says that it's going to be Tua. Let's see what we end up getting here. Miami. Do they get their quarterback here? It's Tua. Just hit the board on ESPN. Tua hits the board. Now do we get Justin Herbert at 6? So there's questions on if Miami would just let Tua slide and go to 18 and take Herbert there if he was on the board, or even Jordan Love. I think taking Tua is the right move there. Let him not play this year. Let Fitzpatrick do his thing. Miami can win this draft if they go strong at 18, and then what do they have, pick 26? Miami can really, really win this draft. And then they have 2 second-round picks. Like, Miami can get everything they need in this draft. They can go out there and they can get a cornerback. They can fill their safety need with Minkah Fitzpatrick gone, right? They don't need wide receivers. Definitely don't need wide receivers. They have a plethora of good wide receivers with Preston Williams coming back off injury. And then in the second round, they can take one of these elite running backs if they want to, right? They're sitting there with Kalen Ballage and Jordan Howard. Yes, I know they signed Jordan Howard to a deal, but you're not locked down to Jordan Howard right now. They can literally go out there and get whoever they want out of these running backs in that second round with those 2 picks. They're going to be in running back territory. I'm happy for Tua. I'm happy he goes 5. I'm happy the coronavirus does not make him drop further than that. I'm a Packers fan, and them at 30, I would have loved them to get Tua, but realistically, I know that's not the case. But you think about Aaron Rodgers dropping to the mid-20s. If the Packers were right around like that 20 pick instead, there could have been a chance if he would have dropped past these next 2 teams, but he does not. Strange how Alabama quarterbacks never work out. Yeah, but Alabama quarterbacks have also been very system-like quarterbacks. I think we can all say that Tua is something we've never seen before at Alabama, right? Where all these other guys that have been coming out of Alabama have been very, very much so similar in terms of just being very system-like quarterbacks, very game manager types, and that type of timidness and not having the aggressiveness and having everything schemed for you usually does not work as well in the NFL. It can work for you, right? You can be schemed. I mean, look at Jimmy G. I'm not saying that he's an Alabama type system quarterback, but when you have a coach like Kyle Shanahan scheming you open so many plays, whether it's in the running game and you don't have to do anything, or it's in the play action game, or if it's just in the drop back game. You have so many scheme plays so beautifully designed for you. It makes it so much easier to be a quarterback when you have 2 yards to get the ball into a window instead of 2 inches. Chargers should trade pick and sign Cam. Yeah, I don't know why Cam and Jameis Winston are still out there. I get the reasons why, but I would rather have Cam Newton starting for me than, in my opinion, I would much rather have Cam Newton starting for me than Tyrod Taylor. And I like Tyrod Taylor. I think that's actually a close call between Cam and Tyrod Taylor. I really do like Tyrod Taylor. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the coronavirus once people can start traveling, if there's enough time for him. But there you go. Look at that, Tua. What does he got on there? Is that the Alabama? What's he got on his vest? Was that his injury? What does he have there? So let's start to put some of these other players on the board for us. Let's put Tua behind me right now. Tua, shout out our guy, Alabama quarterback, of course. Tua measuring in at 6 foot, 217 pounds. Man, that's a whole lot of quarterback. 10-inch hand size, if you're wondering. He's 22 and a half once the season starts. He's comped to Baker Mayfield via player profiler. This guy was just fantastic. Like, there was a time where he was just not punting in college. Like, their team just wasn't punting before he got hurt, right? Look at his 2018 season. 3,966 passing yards, 69% completion percentage, 71% last year, 43 tutties last year. 48 total tutties in 2018. 50 total tutties last year in 9 games. Man, oh man, 50 total touchdowns, or 35 total touchdowns in 9 games. The year before that, he had 50. Tua is the real deal. Can't wait to watch him play in the NFL. Yeah, so do we think he plays anytime soon? Do we think if they come out and say he's completely ready to go, do you think they play him this year? Do you think it's a very standard Ryan Fitzpatrick plays the first 4 games, he sucks, let's put Jameis in like they were doing 2 years ago? Or do you think it's a Tua, come on out, just shine right from the beginning? Tua needs medically redshirt a year. How does Tua get Steve Young comparison? I can understand. Yeah, I don't know. It's the mobility factor, right? It's the pocket passing accuracy. I would say that's it. Pocket passing accuracy and the mobility factor, which is very similar to Baker coming out of college. He had the mobility factor. We haven't seen it in the NFL, even with a bad offensive line. And then it's the pocket passing accuracy, which we have not seen out of Baker since his first half of the first year. Chargers now with under 3 minutes left on the clock. Stats are misleading. First 4 games or so are against D2 teams when they win 80-0. Yeah, I think that's fair, but there's also, 80 other college teams that face those worst of teams, and they don't do anything near that. I get it. But this guy was also performing at the highest possible peaks against the SEC talent as well. Wasn't Steve Young good, or was he overrated? He was very good. Steve Young was very good. It was very much a Brett Favre into Aaron Rodgers transition between the two of those quarterbacks. How many people are watching right now? Does anybody know? The picks are going pretty quickly. We'll probably go through the first 10 picks here. So I'm likely going to be out at least 2 Amazon gift cards. Maybe we'll just give away more for fun. 50 people watching. Nice. Welcome, everybody. 52. How's everybody doing? What's everybody up to? Going to open up the Twitterverse real quick. Over 50. Everybody's up in here. What's up, everybody? So the draft has been very straightforward so far, right? Once these receivers start, I want to see if there's a train when the receivers start coming off the board. The pick is in right now for the Chargers. Will they take a quarterback? Good show / living the dream. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I think I'm very interested in, sadly, it's going to be tomorrow when all the running backs start coming off the board, seeing where they land for the purpose of fantasy football. Right now, for fantasy perspectives, nothing has changed for us, right? We kind of had an idea about Tua and Joe Burrow. I want to see where these wide receivers land. The landing spots for the wide receivers and the running backs is going to be very, very important, and I will be doing recap videos once that's all over on their landing spots. But yeah, it'll be very, very interesting. Cool. Herbert to the Chargers. What country is LPL slate matched up with tomorrow? The OPL is it Russian? I'll let you know right now. It's the OPL, which is Australian. The Oceanic Pro League. The Australian League. Have you seen the movie Draft Day? I have not. I know exactly what you're talking about, the movie. I have not seen it. Is it good? I did want to see it when it was coming out, but I didn't. Who do you have the Cowboys taking at 17? Granted, it will depend on who gets picked up until then. So Justin Herbert goes number 6. There you go. So we're a little bit in line right now. We're a little bit in line. We've only missed one so far. Kind of surprised, but a little bit in line. I'll update this for anybody that might. So sadly, once these names start popping up, that's why everything gets a little bit butchered at the bottom when I crop this off, but we'll fix it right now. No worries. There you go. And there you go. Bang. Alrighty. I liked it. Pretty solid movie in my eyes. Nice. Yeah, so I built a robust schedule. Shout out to your draft coverage, says Jason. Appreciate that, Jason. Thank you. Yeah, so I built a schedule for NFL videos. Obviously, I'm going to keep doing the esports stuff. Call of Duty tomorrow, by the way. $10,000 to first. I have the model up on Patreon. I'll put the projections up tomorrow. But I built a schedule, and let me put Herbert on the board real quick. For the post-draft, in terms of 6 minutes on the clock for the Panthers, I have the Panthers taking Isaiah Simmons. He is a linebacker, but they said that he's probably going to play safety. Derwin James-esque, if you will. I'll finish it after this. Best pick on the board, left, Simmons or Wirfs? I like Simmons a lot. I also love Derwin James. The Packers passed on Derwin James. They traded back, and I've never been more mad. They traded back, though, and they got a first-round pick from the Saints, which ended up being like Jair Alexander the following year, and we'll see what happens with Rashawn Gary, so you can't hate it as much. But, yeah, I like Derwin James a lot, and I think Isaiah Simmons is very similar. Your best online, thanks for your hard work. Most of the time we agree, and you're so cool. Thanks. Hey, Chris, thank you. I appreciate that. Anyone do the FanDuel draft contest? I saw it. I don't know why I didn't do it, but I didn't do it, no. I wonder where Trevor Lawrence ends up next year. Whoever stinks. So whoever stinks this year, whether it's the Redskins again stinking and then they go and get Trevor Lawrence next year, whether it's the Lions stinking because their organization and their entire team right now looks terrible defensively, offensively is a mess, salary cap issues, whether it's once again the Panthers, right? Jacksonville is going to be up there, I would assume, for a pick. Yeah, depending on what happens with the Browns. If the Browns suck again and Baker sucks, yeah, they're going to be in a position to say, do we want a quarterback? I did the free Monkey Knife Fight DraftKings. Yeah, so did I, actually. I did that as well. How about a guess on the Packers pick? It depends what wide receivers go off the board before the Packers pick, and if they trade, of course. But if they stay at pick 30, I would like to see Denzel Mims go to them. We'll see what other wide receivers are still there, though. But I would like to see Denzel Mims going there. You have right now the Panthers pick being in. I did, but not really checking my score. That's fair. Yeah, you don't got to check it yet, really early. Let me pull up my rookie wide receivers because obviously we know the ones that are really good, but there's a lot that I really, really like. So I would love to get so Chenault from Colorado, Chenault and Rieger. Rieger is the guy that I like a lot out of TCU. If somehow the Packers were able to get Rieger, I'd be happy. That'd be my favorite first-round pick for them that I think is a reasonable pick for them. After that, I personally would like to see them get Denzel Mims and or Michael Pittman. Pittman out of USC, Mims out of Baylor. I like Mims a lot. Pittman can play that plus role out of the slot. Mims, to an extent, can as well. You're going to see only like 10% slot usage from him, though, whereas Pittman was playing the slot a little bit more than that. 17% in 2018. Derek Brown to the Panthers. Is that the case? Is he actually in? Derek Brown to the Panthers would make sense too. And it would really start to mess up some of this board that we got going on here. Do you think the Titans will trade out of the 29th pick? I'll say no. If Sam Darnold don't lead the Jets to 8-8, can you see him losing his job the following year? If they go like 4-12 and it's because of Darnold, yeah, I can. Having kept up with college football, how good will Simmons be for the Panthers? Did they draft him? Did he just go off the board? Surprised there have not been trades yet. Yeah, I think the only way that there was going to be a trade so far was number 3. Number 3 for the Detroit, and they decided to keep their pick. If indeed Simmons is the one that they're picking, I don't have any update yet. But if indeed it is Simmons, yeah, I don't have an issue with Simmons. I actually like him a lot. Let's see what happens. Just trying to see if there's anybody leaking stuff. All right. No news yet. The pick is in, but it's a commercial break, so I'm assuming they're waiting on that for the official updater. But to get back to what I was talking about earlier, Isaiah Simmons will still be on the board after Carolina. There you go. He has not been picked. Isaiah Simmons has officially not been picked. That is 2 I have now gotten wrong. 2 picks going out there to peeps. Let me look something up quickly so that I can really just get some questions out of everybody. I want to make sure that this is it, my scheduling sheet. Let me see what my scheduling sheet is called. NFL video. Put that back on the board the right way. The pick is in, but it's not going to be Simmons, apparently, according to Twitter. Who did they get? Wow, Panthers. Yeah, Panthers skipped over Simmons. I'm not positive yet. We'll see. It could either be Brown, it could be an offensive lineman. I wouldn't be shocked, but we'll see. They're at a commercial break. Nobody's posted it yet on Twitter that I've seen. Christian McCaffrey is announcing this news. Let's see. Derek Brown is what somebody just said in the chat. Couldn't Panthers take a QB, or are they rocking with Minshew? No, the Panthers don't have Minshew. The Panthers just signed Teddy Bridgewater to a huge deal, and then they signed Phillip Walker as a backup. But Teddy Bridgewater just got a huge 3-year deal, overpaid in my opinion. Couldn't Panthers say Derek Brown? So is that the official move? Nothing's updated yet. I don't have volume on my thing. So was it Derek Brown? I'm thinking the Jags. Yeah, the Jags are going to roll with Minshew. We'll see how long that lasts. They were trying to trade up to 3 to probably take a quarterback. Teddy is pretty good. Yeah, but Teddy's not 3 years, $50 million good. No shot. Or was it $60 million? Yeah, he's not that good. Like, he is a throw the ball 10 yards and only do that for me. And he got schemed open by one of the best minds in Sean Payton. You're not going to one of the best offensive minds in Carolina now. And that being said, I do like Matt Rule. We'll see what he could actually do. But they have weapons. That's the good thing. They don't have a defense. I just don't know if they have the actual burst because of the quarterback situation. Lawrence or Burrow, who has the better career? Hard to judge. Like, if Lawrence stays healthy this year, I would say Lawrence, but it all depends on your landing spot. And the Bengals are not a great organization historically to be a part of. Derek Brown, number 7. Number 2 is wrong now. I told you guys Brown 5 minutes ago. What was that? But did you actually see it, Bronx, or were you just like guessing? Like, do you have some site on Twitter or something that's posted it? Money is good in the NFL. Money is not good in the NFL, in my opinion. Relative to other sports, money is the worst. When you see players signing deals, like Christian McCaffrey signing a 4-year, $16 million a year deal. I haven't actually looked at his specific deal, but most of the time, money is wrapped up into your final 1 to 2 years. So you can sign a 4-year deal, and that's the reason you never see 6 or 7-year deals, because guys just don't last, and then they know they're never going to get their money. But most of the time, if you see a 3 or 4-year deal, just say a 4-year deal, for instance, and if a player only plays 1 year and then gets cut, he's not seeing anywhere near the amount of money that you saw in that contract. And that's the sad part. I'm pretty sure Saquon, like most of these rookie deals, the first, like a lot of it is almost fully guaranteed. I think Saquon's was. Evening, y'all. What's going on? So yeah, Derek Brown. Derek Brown goes number 7. So we've gotten 2 wrong. If indeed you were watching this and you were new in here, I've gotten 2 wrong so far. I'm going to stream until 9:30. I'm giving away a $20 Amazon gift card for every pick that I get wrong. All you have to do is enter the Google form and retweet my tweet about this on Twitter. So let me put the Google form in here once again. bang, bang. Reason why there's a Google form for people that are paranoid, your name, so I can spin the wheel after this and know who your name is, and then to send you the actual Amazon gift card, so make sure it's an email address that actually works. There's a reason that I'm asking for it. But right now, 2 people have won. Those 2 people have not yet been announced. We'll spin it after this. But here's what I want to talk about. I'm going to yawn. 9:30 Eastern time? Yeah, 9:30 Eastern time. So like 15 more minutes. So I would like to get to pick 10, right? I'd like to get these 10 picks in. So hopefully I can stay on until then. I have, as of right now, a very loose meeting with a possible web designer for me at 9:30. The hit leads they are showing make D Brown look more like an edge rush. The highlights are showing instead of a tackle. Yeah, the NFL really likes Brown. A lot of analytics Twitter doesn't. So we'll see what happens there. But I know we're not in the NFL season, although the draft is on. But starting tomorrow, I want to do a recap of the first round of the draft, offensive players mainly for fantasy purposes, but just in general. But then starting next week, I want to start getting videos out about the rookies now that we have their landing spots, the wide receivers, tight ends, quarterbacks, do a mock draft, start to talk about dynasty football leagues. Hopefully you guys enjoy those. I've been playing in a dynasty league for 2 years now. And then talk about dynasty rankings, dynasty running backs, wide receivers, mock draft every Thursday or so. So if you guys have any ideas for things that you would like to see, because I want to kind of gauge the audience, and maybe I'll do a poll on Twitter out of these videos. Obviously, like top 5 running backs, must-own running backs, must-own wide receivers. All those videos will be more towards like June and July when people actually start researching them. But for right now, let me know. Dynasty makes sense. Rookie recaps make sense. For the month of May is really what this is going to be for. So let me know if you have any topics. And let me know if those topics sound at least interesting to you. The pick is in for Arizona. I do think they should go offensive lineman. But now you do have Wirfs still on the board. Tristan Wirfs is still on the board. So I had him at going number 4. This can be the spot where I get 3 wrong. Let's see what happens here. The pick is in, though. I will be staying on until 9:30, so that will either be pick 10 or it can be even more than that. Derek Brown becomes Matt Rule's first pick. There you go. Think the Cardinals pick a receiver to get groomed by Fitz? There's been talk that the Cardinals might go receiver. I think they desperately need an offensive lineman, though. I have Tristan Wirfs going to the Browns. Yeah, I mean, I had Andrew Thomas, who the Giants picked at 4, going to the Browns at 10. And I had Wirfs going 4 at the Giants. So I think Wills fits the offense of the Cardinals a little bit more. And I would also agree that Wirfs to 10 to the Browns makes sense. But we see. I have Becton going to the Cardinals. I have Becton going to the Jets, but I wouldn't be shocked by that either. I think people are going to be scared to invest even more in Becton after his marijuana test that was a false positive. They're saying whatever it is. Who cares? The new rules, you can't get in trouble for that anyways. You just have like... you just get monitored. You never actually, and you get monitored and then you get fined. You never actually get suspended anymore for marijuana based on the new NFL rules. The pick is in, and I'm seeing in the chat that it's Simmons. So Simmons dropped and they wanted him. Simmons to the Cards. There you go. We've got 3 Amazon cards already given away. I think that makes sense. Like the fact that Simmons drops, I think that makes sense. A lot of offensive linemen now dropping. Three gift cards gone in the first 8 picks. Come take my money. I like it. These picks are going quicker, too. I mean, we got 8 picks in. The draft started around like 8:20. 8 picks in less than an hour. So, yeah. So make sure you retweet that. Make sure if you're new here that you enter the Google Docs above in the chat. If you don't see it, let me know and I'll put it back in. But so far, 3 $20 Amazon gift cards will be going away. And we'll be spinning the wheel. And I'll pull up the wheel spin. The wheel spin, and then all I got to do is input everybody's names, and then we just spin that wheel. I'll limit it to 1 win per person. I think that's fair, especially since a lot of people have been tuning in and watching this whole thing. Somebody knocking off 2 of those 3 or 2 of the 4 or 5 gift cards at that point. I'll limit it to 1 person as long as everybody else is cool with that. I'm sure that everybody wants a better chance at winning it, so I think that makes sense. I'm calling Judy here. Hey, Sal, nice to be here with you. Where do you think Becton from Louisville goes? I have him at number 11 to the Jets. Thank you for being here, Damon. Appreciate that. I'm calling Judy here. Number 9, I have I have it being Brown, which we obviously know is not the case. So number 4 is already in the money for people watching this. But yeah, I think that CD Lamb can go here. I've seen that mock a lot. How you doing now, Sal? What's going on, E-Rush? What's up? How am I doing? How are you doing, my man? I'm doing fine. I've given away so far 3 gift cards, and we're at least going to give away 5 based on the final couple of picks here. So I'm happy to be giving stuff away. Always down for fair. Denver pick thoughts. For Denver right now, I currently have them going and snagging. Let me actually see who I have Denver snagging. I think I have Denver. Did I say it earlier already? With CD Lamb, right? Because I got to scroll down to see the rest. I have Denver snagging. I have Denver snagging Ruggs. So I have Denver getting Ruggs, which would actually help Sutton. Had you on mute for a minute. There you go. Are you going to stream for the wheel for us? Yeah, that's the goal. The goal is that I have a meeting at 9:30, but I can move it back a little bit. The goal is that we can get these first 10 picks out of the way, it seems. We should be able to do that by 9:30, and then I'll spin the wheel. So it looks like for everybody watching that 5 $20 Amazon gift cards are going to be given away. If you want in on that, you have to join the Google form and retweet my tweet on Twitter. But you have to join the Google form, which is right here. All it takes is your name to put on the wheel and your email. So if you win, I can get it to you that way. I'm not going to get it to you by tonight, but I will get it to you within the next 48 hours via your email. All you have to do is open it to redeem it, and it'll go into your Amazon account, $20 gift cards. So 5 people are going to win, right? Already, we've guaranteed 3, but since my next 2 picks are automatically wrong, we have 5 people going to win. So $100 in Amazon gift cards given away, and I'm excited. Maybe we can start doing this at other points too, some of the YouTube videos and some of the Patreon stuff. What's going on, Scott? What's up, man? You see Philly trading up at all to get a wide receiver? Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see it. I think a lot of teams are going to be trying to trade up to get wide receivers. With sports coming to a halt, what are you spending most of your time doing to prepare for DFS? Esports. Loads of esports content going out. More content going out than I've ever done when you factor in Patreon. CSGO, Call of Duty, the main one being League of Legends. And then also I'm doing a lot of prep in the background on websites for the NFL, on my own website in general. A lot of prep stuff. I'll be talking with a web designer / close friend in about probably 20 minutes. Who do you have the Patriots picking? I don't have it mocked out that far. The Pats picking right now. So right now I have it mocked out for offensive players, and I would assume that they're going to end up taking. Excuse me. I would assume that they're going to try and do something on the offensive side, unless they're just going to try and work every single thing with the Marquise Lee's dropouts. The pick is in for the Jags. Thanks for all your League of Legends stuff. Have been doubling up thanks to your hard work. Appreciate that. Did Panthers make a bad decision getting Brown over Simmons? They need both. But yeah, I would rather have Simmons personally. So you asked, who do I have the Patriots picking? So we'll see. I'm not positive. Like, there's been a lot of talk that the Patriots want a tight end, and I think if the Patriots take a tight end at pick 23 in the first round, that they're losing their mind. They're losing their mind at that point with how bad this tight end class is. A tight end should not go in the first round, but Cole Kmet, I've been seeing a lot from Notre Dame to go to the Patriots. But yeah, I mean, I would take a wide receiver before doing that if I was them. I think there's a good amount of things that they can take. You think the Vikings draft a wide receiver to replace Diggs? Yes, I think they do. And if they don't, I think they draft an edge rusher. That could be a potential spot for Matos from Penn State. The pick is in for the Jags. Let's see what happens here. So yes, for people just tuning in, I'm going to be doing this stream until the 10th pick. So after this pick, we'll stay around for the Browns pick. I'm actually going to start loading up the wheel. So last call right now to get into the $20 Amazon gift card giveaways. We're going to give away 3 Amazon gift cards. So last call. I'm going to reference it with the people who retweeted on Twitter, which there's a lot of you. So last call for that. $43 retweets on Twitter. Let me open up now the Google form. And let's see how many people are in there. Henderson to the Jags, good fit. They drafted Henderson? Yeah, I would like that a lot. I think Henderson's fantastic. The cornerback, I didn't think he would go that high. If he actually falls, I think that's a fine spot to take Henderson. I think they need it. We have 51 responses right now, everybody. And by the way, if you entered a name twice or a fake name, I can see that. The pick is in. Who signs with a team first, Newton or Winston? I would assume Newton, but we'll have to see. All right, I'm refreshing one more time. It's going to be last call to get in your entries. I put Bronx in form. You're all good. Yeah, if you signed up for the form, that means you're watching this. People on Twitter don't know that there is a form. So if you signed up for a form, your form will count as like an extra entry almost, if that makes sense. And then people on Twitter will only count as one entry. So I'm getting it all in there right now. Pick is in. Henderson. Wow. It was Henderson. I like the pick. I like the pick a lot. I thought he might fall, and that's actually going to hurt teams like Atlanta, hurt teams like the Cowboys, teams that wanted Henderson. But yeah, I like CJ Henderson there. Yeah, no problems at all. Like I think the Jaguars wanted either Simmons, either Okudah, or either Brown, and all of them went off the board. And maybe all of them were not expected to go off the board because the fact that the Cardinals take Simmons at 8 instead of an offensive lineman, I think the Jags would have taken Simmons, but I think Henderson's fine to go there. I like that a lot. Alrighty, I'm going to export the Excel file. 51 people in right now. 5 of you are going to win. 10% of the people watching this is pretty good odds. I'm exporting the Excel file. I'm getting everybody's names so I can upload them very, very simply to the Spin the Wheeler. So we think the Browns are going to take, right, an offensive lineman. That would keep this draft basic, but they can go crazy and go get CeeDee Lamb. It would be nuts. All right, let's import everybody's names into the spinner of the wheeler, if you will. I'm excited to see these middle rounds. I can't stay up because I got a meeting, and then I'm just going to stay up for the Packers and work on some stuff for tomorrow. But I'm excited to see these mid-round picks because that's where all these wide receivers start going off the board from literally picks 12, potentially even 11, the Jets, all the way up to 30. Browns stack that offense even more here. Yeah, maybe. If Murray goes here, I'll be 9 out of 10, so there's that. There you go. 9 out of 10, that's very good. I assume you got Henderson wrong. I'm shocked that you got Simmons right because I thought a lineman would go there. Enter names here. Let's get them in there. Oh, that was so easy to put everybody's name in. I exported it over from Excel and it was so easy. All right, everybody. There's so many names on this list, but this is going to be fun. I'm just going to run it once to test it out over here. Everybody, we have 51 people officially in the NFL Draft giveaway. 51 official responses in. Bang, bang. We got them all in the wheel and ready to lock and load. We're going to spin it 5 times. Y'all ready for this? Pick is in for the Browns. They even went quick. Thomas to the Giants. I thought Worfs. Yeah, I thought so too. Can't believe only one offensive lineman went in the top 9. Yeah, I think that's why we're going to see some differences here. Alrighty, everybody want to see this wheel spun? We can skip over everything that's on the board behind us. Y'all ready? You want to see this wheel get spun 5 times? I'm gonna test it out once on my end. Let's see what happens here. Whew. Alrighty. Alrighty, it works. Let's do it. So the rules are that you can't win twice if you somehow got that lucky. It's my birthday. Could you rig it for me? All right, let's do it. Let's spin this wheel. Because I'm about to bounce. We'll see who goes at number 10, and then we'll be good to go. Everybody can see the wheel good, right? This ad comes up here. I don't know why. Let's see if we can get it away. There we go. Look at that. Everybody's names are on here. I got all 51 of you. Oh, I spun it by accident. This counts. This is spin number 1. And Stephen Foster, you in here. Stephen Foster is winner number 1. I'm going to screenshot these as I go. Stephen Foster, you're in here? Spin the wheel, spin the wheel. Willis goes number 10 overall, so we got 5 wrong. I'm going to remove the winners as they go. That makes it really easy. Alrighty. Steven has 1. He's the first person. Spinner of the wheel number 2 is... Looks like Justin. Evan, you just missed. Justin, I hope somebody's in here that actually wins. But Justin Duddle, number 2. I'll start sending these in. These will come in the next probably 24 hours. Probably tomorrow morning I'll start sending these out. 3 more picks to go. 5 Amazon $20 gift cards. Giving away 3 more. Because why not? Number 3 looks like it's going to be Tyler Mills. Is Tyler Mills in here? I literally needed an inch, right? Honestly. Alrighty. First time since 2015 that a team hasn't traded in the top 10. Wow. Maybe it is all the technical stuff, right? All right, we got 2 more left. 2 more left. Unless the Jets can get their pick in quick enough to make me not get Becton right. Was that you? Somebody said, yeah, baby, T9. Is that you? Are you Tyler Mills? You don't have to identify yourself if you don't want to, but I'll be sending stuff tomorrow. Pick number 4. Thank you, Sal. No problem, man. No problem. $20 Amazon gift card. Pick number 4. The winner, number 4, is, looks like it's going to be Gregory. My name is Tyler. Gregory. Turnip Seed? Is that a real last name? Winner number 4. In the books. We have 1 more left unless these next few minutes can get the Jets pick in. Ty says, thanks, big time. Okay, so two people are actually in here who won. We're going to spin the 5th time. If somebody tells me to go, I'll do it. Once somebody tells me to spin it, I'll spin it a 5th time. 9:30, we're good to go. I'm just going to text my meeting partner. I saw my name. Damn, I really missed it by a cut of a few seconds. My friends call me Greg, somebody said. Alrighty. Last spin of the wheel. Spin that shit, Jude says. And Plex. Is Plex still in here? I know Plex was in here earlier. Plex is the 5th winner. Is Plex still in here? I saw Plex was in here earlier. I believe Plex was, at least, probably still is a patron. But yeah, those are the 5 winners. I got 5 wrong. The picks I got wrong were number 4, Andrew Thomas. I had Tristan Wirfs. Number 7, I had Isaiah Simmons. They go Derek Brown, which then hurts me because then instead of drafting an offensive lineman, the Cardinals are forced to take Isaiah Simmons because he's just that good. CJ Henderson then gets taken by the Jags because, well, they were probably going to take Isaiah Simmons or Derek Brown. And then Willis at number 10 over Andrew Thomas, well, over Tristan Wirfs, but over Andrew Thomas for myself. Alrighty. Congrats, everybody. Congrats. Spin that shit, somebody says. DQ for Alias? What do you mean? DQ for who? Lisa? What does that mean? Somebody's in there twice, you said? I don't think so. I don't think anybody's in this thing twice, is there? Instead of an Amazon gift card, can you give me Hall of Fame tier on Patreon for the next month for free instead? Yeah, that's the issue that I have with Patreon is, and that's why I'm trying to convert to a website. I don't have like the ability to make coupons. So I can send you $20 or $20 PayPal instead, if that helps. I would rather give you, like, it doesn't cost me any money to just give you the access to the Hall of Fame tier. I just don't have, like, I'll look into it more. I don't have a way to actually provide a coupon. Like, the only functionality on Patreon for me is to refund people, but then you obviously don't have access. I guess what I can do, Plex, if you want, instead I could refund a past month. We could talk. Damn. All right. Instead, Who's your team, Sal? My team is the Packers. Congrats, guys. Hey, congrats, guys. I'll see you, Sal, whenever NBA and NFL comes back. Been watching your League of Legends videos, but I can't bet on stuff I have no clue about. That's fair. All right, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to be go taking a meeting now, watching a little bit of some of this draft and doing some work. So appreciate it. Well, I can pay for it, and then you can refund it if that works. Yeah, you can pay for it, and then I can refund it in May or something. The issue is if I refund the payment, it then cancels your account. So it would have to be like me refunding a payment from a month before, if that makes sense. But yeah, we can work it out. All right, everybody. See ya. Peace out.